it's a starting 20-somethings. Time really moves fast, you were just 16.
Hey guys, okay, so today we're going to be talking about, well, as you can see, we're wearing our school sweatshirts. Rutgers University, University of Maryland, for short. HBCU, PWI. So today we're going to be talking about that. Yeah, basically the pros, the cons, stereotypes, benefits. If there are any regrets about going, stuff like that. People want to know, like, we're best friends, but we took two different paths, so I think it's really interesting.
What year are you in this?
I'm a senior. I'm a little bit of a super senior. Not gonna lie to you guys, it's another video on how College 101 I can help, because I've been through it. But I'm a senior and you are a
Graduate. I just graduated from Rutgers in 2012.
Why did you choose a PWI?
Rutgers has always been my dream school, and I only say that because I am obsessed with cheerleading. Weird, right? Okay. So it was always my dream to either go to Temple, which is another PWI, or Rutgers, and my parents weren't so willing to let me just up and leave out of state, so I went to Rutgers University after doing 2 years in a community college, which doesn't have a logo because it's a community college. I chose to go to Rutgers because, one, I've always been in a diverse community, working at cultural affairs. We always met different people, so it didn't make a big deal to me. I didn't have to be around people who were my same race, I guess. But I did notice that I gravitated more towards them when I was here at Rutgers.
Since
Pretty
it happened.
interesting. Yeah. The second Rutgers.
Well, the reason I chose a HBCU is because, like she said, we both were like brought up in a diverse area, which was in a part of New Jersey, Jersey City, and it has every race, every culture. And I went to a multicultural high school, multicultural grammar school, and I always gravitated towards people of my race, obviously African American, and I felt like it was time for me to just like go back to that. I just wanted to, it's just a different feeling. I really can't put it into words, but I wanted to go to a school where they taught a lot of African American history, where it was based off of African American history, where, I don't know, I just can't put it into words, but it just was all grounded, like where it all came about. It was because I really felt like it would kind of be like home in a sense. And I wanted to get grounded, and I wanted to just find myself and culture myself in another aspect with African American people. I feel like I'm rambling, but that's kind of the reason why I chose the HBCU. I wanted to be around my people, learn more about my people, and graduate from school built from my people. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, we're going to talk about some other stuff. Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready?
Pow!
Ready? Guys ready? Stereotypes. What's some stereotypes that you heard about PWIs? And for you guys who don't know, a PWI is a
Politically white institution.
yes, dominantly white, dominantly not politically. You said politically?
Predominantly white institution.
Yeah.
Some stereotypes that go on at my school.
Wouldn't it be that they don't teach much about African American history and stuff like that?
Yes, that may be true. I actually minored in Africana Studies, therefore I feel as though like I got a big deal out of it. My major was Women and Gender Studies. Yes, I do consider myself a feminist, but that's another topic for another day. But I feel like I took both of those and kind of made it like a life mission for me. Like I have to, as a black woman, I have to come up in the world. Like I'm not about him making $1 to my 77 cents. That's gonna change by the time I'm rolling over in my casket, whatever the case may be, because it's not fair. But yes, I did learn a great deal about African American history, being that was something that I took interest in going to a white school.
Wow.
So
I would have never thought that a white school would have something, a major like that. So that's a stereotype squashed. Pow.
in the face.
A stereotype for HBCUs, on the other hand, would be that they are slow with financial aid when it comes to money. They're not on time with things. And I've only been to one HBCU, so I can only speak for my HBCU. And I'm not speaking bad about my HBCU. I love my HBCU. But they are slow. And they're not really on time. But when they do get their stuff together, it's always on point. Like, they always help their students out. They don't leave them by the wayside. I can say that when I did go to a PWI, King University in New Jersey, for I think a semester because I hated it, they kind of didn't care. Like, I would need money for something, or I need a question answered, and it just would not happen. But at a HBCU, where the stereotype is that they're slow and they don't have their stuff together, although sometimes things would fall to the wayside, when you needed help, you would get it. Like, I can call before 5 and I will get somebody on the phone. So that stereotype is slightly squashed. How?
And to counter, say what she said, I went to clearly Rutgers, and I was in school for a semester, but I wasn't in school for the semester because I couldn't afford it. There was nobody there to answer my questions. They were giving me a runaround when it came to me getting my financial aid. Nobody really wanted to help, and if they wanted to help, it was like, okay, well, I'll get to it later. I was from the back
are
burner.
a lot smaller, and where PWIs are a lot bigger, so they have a lot more students. So they can't really cater
To one student
at a time. Whereas if I had the same issue as she did, my stuff would be answered by
The
that.
pros of going
to an HBCU and a PWI. Ooh.
You go first this time.
You. Okay. Pros of going to an HBCU is that it is smaller, which can be a con. It's small, so you get to know people a lot quicker. You gain a lot more friends, a lot more associates, and the functions are always live. Like HBCU, like the homecomings are always on point. The yard is always on point. Like everything's. And another pro, like I said, is getting in touch with your own ethnicity, your own race, if you're African American. A lot of people before going to a HBCU, they've never been around black people, so it's kind of a culture shock. But in a way, it helps them. It helps them get in touch with their brothers and their sisters.
The pros of going to a PWI, the diversity. I love being around people in general. I don't care what your race is, to be honest with you. Like, you could be purple and I'm just like, hey, how you doing? But that's just who I am. Being a cheerleader, again, I refer back to this. It wasn't so many black people on the team, but that just opened my eyes more because we had Asians, we had white people, and they were just like, hey, come out and party with us. I'm like, all right, cool.
That's cool.
So it was fun. It's a different environment. Another pro is that I'm not looked at as being like just being this black girl in the midst of white people. Like, you're just another human being. I'm not put in this bubble like, oh, the black girl's hanging with the white girls. Like, no, we're all, hey, this is Indigo. Like, it was an experience, a great one at that.
Nice.
There's so many more pros to going to a PWI. It's like, it's amazing.
A little jealous. That's what we're about to get into. The cons of going to a PWI and an HBCU. The cons is that it's not very diverse, and you only are with African Americans, and your eyes are not broadened to other races. So you're only cultured within your own culture. Whereas she gets to hang with Asian people and Indian people and purple people, like whoever.
And yeller people.
You know. Benefits of going
To a PWI and HBCU.
And
I got a very
HBCU.
diverse education. I was able to learn the same things that the white people were learning. And our school almost was an Ivy League school. We turned it down. So, yeah.
Y'all turned it down. Y'all fancy. Turning stuff down.
We wouldn't go to school. We had the credentials to be Ivy League school, so I'm getting the same education as the next person who had the same degree, a Rutgers bachelor's degree, maybe majoring in something different, but at the end of the day, that doesn't matter. It's Rutgers University bachelor's degree. I got one. It's the same person as whoever's going to be the CEO, which means I'm just as qualified. So that is a benefit. Hello? Looking at your future CEO here. Somewhere of somebody.
Somewhere.
I'll hire everybody.
A benefit of going to an HBCU, as you get older and you graduate and you want to go to like, you want to apply somewhere, let's say the owner,
The CEO.
the business owner is an African American male who went to Morehouse. It's like a little brownie
Connection,
point.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a little connection. Like, you know.
Networking.
And then on top of that, I feel like being a black male or female graduating from an HBCU and still being crazy successful is just like, it's kind of like a, I can't even like explain it.
I got you.
Y'all got it. Y'all understand by that gesture. It's like, yeah, I graduated from the HBCU and I'm on top. It's just like you're representing to the fullest to me. That's the benefit in my head. Like, I can't wait to do that. Because it's kind of like defeating the odds. People always think the graduation rate is low at HBCU. People think that they graduate from the HBCU and they don't make it anywhere. When you do make it and you come from an HBCU, it's just like, you're
Defeating
daggone
the
right.
odds.
You're defeating the odds. And what, suckers? Suckers? Okay, I'm done with that one. Regrets. Do you have any regrets of going?
Nope.
Can we say it together? H-E-L-L. No! No, no, no. No, no, no.
No.
No, no, no. Go to
No.
the PWI. Go to the HBCU.
Do what you do. And go. Here's my only thing. Go to college.
Go to college.
Go to college. Who cares if it's the HBCU, the yellow school, the PWIs? Who cares? Go to school. Education is a big thing. You need a degree to work at McDonald's nowadays.
You do? What? So we urge you guys,
Go to school.
Go to school. Go to school. Go. Here's our do it dance. Go to school. 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 Go to school.
Subscribe.
Subscribe.
Comment.
HBCU.
Like. If you go to a PWI, like. If you go to a HBCU, like. If you in grad school, like.
What?
If you
in grad school, girl, you the
boy,
you the yeah, you the
you the poo.
you the poo, you the poo.
Go to school.
Go to school, guys.
Like us.
You have just watched Two True Gals. It's still going.